Thanks, CJ. And finally, we're going to hear from Barry Nelms. He's our new leader of our Children's Miracle Network initiative. And we're also going to share a very special young man named Sim, who's going to share some of his personal experience with the Children's Miracle Network.
Hi, I'm Barry Nelms, Senior Retail Division Manager for the Cadbury dedicated team here at Crossmark. I'm also the new leader of the Children's Miracle Network initiative. I'd like to take a few minutes to tell you about this wonderful program. Crossmark has been affiliated with the Children's Miracle Network since 2001. This organization prides itself on giving 100% of its donated funds to children's hospitals and keeping those funds in the community in which they were raised so they can help local children. This is very unusual for a non-profit organization, and it's why Crossmark chose the Children's Miracle Network when they were looking to get involved with a charity. CMN raises funds for more than 170 children's hospitals and touches the lives of 17 million children each year. Here's the story of one of those children. Meet Sim, the son of Crossmark's own Vicki Jessup Scott. Sim battled a brain tumor last year, but I'll let him tell you his story. His version of the story is much better than mine.
Well, in June of 2009, I was actually having some problems with eye crossing.
One of his eyes started to cross, and it was odd and it was very noticeable, but it wasn't a big concern because my husband's family history is when they were kids, he and his siblings, they had that same symptom and they needed glasses to correct it. And in June, on a weekend night, he was talking to me and I asked him a question and he started making odd sounds. And when I asked him why he was doing it, I didn't know if he was playing. He thought about it and he said, well, my throat must hurt, which wasn't the right answer. So I contacted our family doctor, who we've been seeing for more than a decade, and told him I was concerned that there was something going on, and we went out for an office visit, went out to the MRI, and I was told the day of the MRI.
And then he said that I have some kind of brain problem, and actually I had a tumor.
The day that he was diagnosed and the day we got the misinformation and were unfortunately told that it was terminal, or led to believe that it was terminal, those are the only 2 times that I allowed myself to cry, out loud anyway. He was there 6 days the first time, and the surgery itself wasn't until day 5. It was very difficult because it was exactly in the middle of his head. Off the top of the brainstem, it basically started on the brainstem and grew up. And it was between the size of a large walnut and a ping pong ball. So it was the pressure of that pressing on the optic nerve that was making his eyes cross. They took out about 90% of it. 5 MRIs, 2 brain surgeries, 2 neuropsychological evaluations, a handful of doctor checkups, even down to he's compromised, so he needs flu shots. We do them anyway, but unfortunately we got the swine flu anyway. They said that he would have weakness on one side of his body, which he does, and that he would have lifelong issues with his memory, and he does. I can't imagine having any other surgeon than the one he had at Dallas Children's.
So, my favorite surgeon that I had was Dr. Sacco. And Dr. Sacco was a super excellent surgeon. And, okay, he was a very smart boy, and I believe he loved being my surgeon, and I loved him being my surgeon too, so.
And Sim can't say enough about Dr. Sacco. And he wants to be a doctor, a surgeon, because of this man. With Children's Hospital, it's a total and complete package. They not only took care of Sim, which was obviously the reason we were there, but they took care of us too. They have services in place for families because you've got to have lodging, daycare because a lot of people have other kids at home, trying to find ways to get help with insurance companies, because a lot of times insurance companies start denying claims, and they've got people that are dedicated to helping the families, so they don't have to worry about that part. They can focus just on the child that they have in the hospital. And to me, it seemed like Dallas Children's went above and beyond, because they were always checking on me, because I didn't leave the hospital. With both admissions, I went with him and didn't leave until he did. And there were people that would regularly come and check on me and see if there was anything that I needed help with. And I appreciated that was available and didn't have to ask for it.
I had a bunch of people caring for me, and I'm so glad.
When I think of Jean's Day, I think back to being in the hospital and seeing all the families and seeing their faces and seeing the stress on their faces. And something as little as the $5 for Jean's Day goes a lot longer than people would actually think it goes. Every dollar counts.
People should donate money to children's hospitals.
They need to keep those doors open, and the only way to keep the doors open is through donations, through places like Children's Miracle Network.
I think Children's Miracle Network is great!
That's good.
Each one of you has a part in Sim's story. Every time you paid $5 to wear jeans on a Friday, every time you dropped your change in the bin at the cafeteria, and many other fundraising opportunities across the country. That money went to help Sim and other kids just like him. Crossmark's fundraising efforts have resulted in almost $3 million since 2001. That's a lot of jean stickers. Well, not only jean stickers, but you get the idea. Everything you do makes a difference. I'm honored to be working with the Children's Miracle Network, with all our committee members here at Crossmark, and with all of you. Thank you, and keep wearing those jeans.
A big thanks to Barry and to Sim, and a special thank you to Vicki Jessup Scott, Sim's mom, and one of our very own here at Crossmark. Well, that's it for this month's A-Train. Thanks for joining us, and stay tuned for more great news, and we'll see you next time.